What is up? Need for Speed Racers, it is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, here today with the BMW M3 Touring. It's decent. It's $1 billion builds, episode 24, where I take $1 billion. I build every car in the game for you in every class that it fits. So no matter where you want to drive it, I've got you set up with something. Full disclosure, this car is not that great. Honestly, for the new handling model and everything that comes with it, it's underwhelming no matter how it shakes down. But I do have the most horsepower and setup I can get for you, so at least you can try to perform at a high level with it. But it's underwhelming, you guys. So let's just dig into it and see how we do. For the A class is where we're starting today. The engine that we're going to use is the third engine over. It is the 5.0 liter V8, 435 brake horsepower when we start, and we add just a little bit of power from there. So it's stock Sport Bronze induction. You're going to upgrade and go Silver Pro ECU, and then it's Bronze fuel system exhaust, and then you're going to run it naturally aspirated because that's the only way to get this to drop down into the A class. You run stock nitrous, Elite Platinum road suspension, stock Silver Pro brakes, and then I am preferring, with my testing on this, Elite Platinum road tires. You can run grips, but you have to back off the grip, but the road tires just seem to be the happy spot with the new handling model for a lot of these cars. So you might test that yourself, but for this build I'm going to recommend the road tires. You're going to run the Super Gold clutch that comes factory, and then make sure you downgrade the transmission to the Silver Pro 6-speed gearbox. You're going to run the Elite Platinum differential, and then auxiliaries, yes, you want to have them in there. Go with whatever you like. I run grip and drift, so that way I can get micro drifts. Handling slider, you're going to run it 70% grip, so back it all, or go all the way left and then back it off 2. That is A209. Steering sensitivity, that is personal preference. And then downforce all the way high. That's the only way to make it fit. You'll see that if we back it off just a little bit, it climbs very quickly. And so this is the way to run as much horsepower as we can. It's not good at A class, you guys, but if you wanted to try it, this is what I'd recommend. Traction control off, drift entry, brake, tap. What that's going to give you is 163 top speed. It'll maybe do about 165. It takes a while to get there. If you're lucky with some boost. 470 on the horsepower, 427 on the torque in foot-pounds. And full disclosure, this car is not a drag car. It's not fast at drag in any class you shake it down in. If you beat somebody in it in drag racing, it's because their car was somehow worse, not because this car is good. Let's just get that really clear. Let me show you what we've got for A+. A+ is a little better than A class. I think that the sweet spot for this car is either A+ or S. Neither are something to write home about, but at least at A+, we've got a little bit of power to back it up. It's still not as fast or accelerate as hard as I would like, and you'd think with the new handling model it would kind of excel, but it really doesn't. The engine that we use in the A+ build is the 8.4 liter V10, 640 brake horsepower when we start. It is the 5th engine over, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Silver Pro. For the parts, it's Silver Pro induction, Elite Platinum ECU, Elite Platinum fuel system, and then Silver Pro exhaust. You're going to keep it naturally aspirated, so no forced induction there. Stock nitrous, Elite Platinum road suspension, stock brakes, and Elite Platinum road tires. We're going to keep the stock clutch and then continue to use that 6-speed transmission. Anything above that just takes it out of the class. A+, you guys, this doesn't have the top speed that you would like to see. It says it does 165. You can maybe get about 170. That's a little slow for A+, but we were really chasing the horsepower to try to get this thing to go somewhere, and it still doesn't really do that. But anyway, hey, here we are. Elite Platinum differential, and then auxiliaries, grip, and drift, as always for me. Handling, slide the slider all the way to the left, full Beyonce, 80% grip. Steering sensitivity, you do you, Pikachu, and then downforce, one click to the right of center is A269. You can go higher, but you can't go lower. So just do whatever you want with that if you want to keep it full grip. That with the road tires was kind of like this happy medium. I really am not in love with this car. I just never got it to handle the way that I was comfortable with. I was talking with Sly QT. He wasn't in love with it either as far as a drift car goes. It's just really mediocre at best, and so we're kind of spoiled with some of the new cars they brought to us that have been pretty good, and so this is just not one. But all that being said, it's okay. 165 for the top speed, like I say, with some redline tech, maybe 170 with some boost if you're lucky. 686 on the horsepower, 639 on the torque. Overall, it's okay. Let me show you what we've got for S. S class is probably the best class for it, honestly. It's still not great, but at least it can kind of hold its own a little bit. Engine that we're using is still that 8.4 liter V10, 5th engine over, Silver Pro, 640 brake horsepower when we start. For the parts, it's gold induction, super gold, and then Silver Pro ECU, Elite Platinum fuel system, Silver Pro exhaust, and then Elite Platinum screw supercharger. Stock nitrous, Elite Platinum road suspension, stock brakes, and then you can run grip tires, drift tires, or road tires. You pick your tires. It's not a big deal on this one. Like, I've got the road tires on it right now, but if you wanted to go run the grippers, you just have to back off your handling slider just a little bit. I think it's like 90%. And then if you want to run the drifts, just slide it to the right. You're good to go. It's pretty straightforward. And then we're running the same stock clutch, super gold, and then 6-speed transmission. This car is geared kind of funny. That's why we really can't get the performance we'd like. I would love to see the 7-speed in it to get us above that 200 mile an hour threshold. You can get close with Redline Tech, but it just doesn't seem to have enough power for me, honestly. And then Elite Platinum diff, that's where we're at. Auxiliaries, yes, make sure you put them on the car. Handling slider all the way, full Beyonce, 80% grip. To the left. Steering sensitivity 2 clicks high, that's me. Downforce all the way high, that's 329. You can go a couple different spots in there, but it's kind of whatever at this point. Run the tires that you're comfortable with. If you're going to build it into S, I would experiment with both grip, road, and drift to see what you like the most. This car does not like to micro drift. So when you're kind of midline and you're trying to keep that boost bar up like we've worked on in other videos before, it just doesn't really hit the way I'd like it to. So be aware of that. That's why I think the road tires are a little better than the grips, because you can micro drift a little easier, but it's still not enough for me. So that's where we're at with this thing. Let me show you the best engine for S Plus so you mad lads can go drive around in S Plus and claim the car is good. Hold on. For S Plus, out of all the engines, there's basically 2 you can choose from, in my opinion. It's not really enough for S Plus, but anyway, we're out here. So if you go all the way to the end, you've got the 4.0 liter V8. That's the engine I recommend, or you can build out the 6.5 liter V12. The 5 liter V12, or 6.5 liter V12, excuse me, it's got 1040 on the horsepower, as you can see on the right there. So it's got 5 more horsepower, but you're trading like 240 foot-pounds of torque. Not really a good trade. So that's why I'm going to recommend the 4.0 V8. It's got the best overall stats. It's still not that great, but that's the one to build out. So if you want to get the spiciest 4.0 V8, it's like the 7th engine over. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th engine over, Silver Pro. And then, of course, it's Elite Platinum everything, including nitrous, including brakes, and then put on whatever tires you want. I think it micro drifts the best with road tires. That's why I have them on there. Elite Platinum clutch, 8-speed transmission, whoop-de-doo. It doesn't really matter. Like, it says it does 220 with the 7-speed. To be honest, I don't think it wants to go faster than 220 with the 8-speed. It just doesn't feel fast, you guys. Elite Platinum diff, cool. Auxiliaries, drift, and grip. Handling, do whatever you want here. 80% grip, good luck. Steering sensitivity 2 clicks high. Downforce, run it all the way low to make sure you get the best out of the acceleration point of this car. It's not going to keep up with anything that's competitive at S Plus, you guys. It's just not that good. There's so many other cars that are better that it's really nothing to write home about. But that is the car in a nutshell in every class I can build for you. And I worked hard to try to make this thing do something in drag. It just doesn't. If you made it this far in the video, I am super thankful to you. Please hit the like button, put it in front of others. It's really helping my channel grow a lot. Like the last few times I've asked you guys to actually like the video and you've hit the button, it's been huge. And so about 1 out of 10 of you will actually press the button. So be the 10% club. Hit the button for me. I would really appreciate that. It means a lot. It really does help the channel grow. I'm thankful to you guys. I'll have some drag racing stuff coming out probably later this week. I've got some spicy stuff. That bump shift can be exploded a lot, so we'll just dig into it then. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.